Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okersinski with your week 13. Week 13 screencast video. So, I'm working with the week 12 and 13 schedule that I posted last week. After the final draft of SA3 is due, we're going to begin our unit number 4, the cover letter. So, I am recording this on Monday. I have reviewed all of the submitted final drafts for SA3. If there was an issue with your submission, I noted it in the grade center comments. So please visit the grade center, look at the comments there, and be sure to take action if there was a problem with your submission. All righty, so let's move to the cover letter. Let's begin with the modules. This little screencast is going to be a little bit on the long side because it is kind of a complicated module, so I want to get right to the learning materials. Here we have the typical readings in the Retcom Warrior textbook. You will notice here, chapter 5 about the cover letter is pretty short. I urge everyone to read through the introduction and the objectives and the outcomes here. I'll cover the assignment in a little minute because it's kind of tied to discussion board number 16. So you're going to want to pay attention to not only the discussion board coverage and also the assignment coverage. As always, I have a bookmark here. Bookmark. Oh, no bookmark there. All right, let's see what we got. Let's go down to the appendix. Here, we can find just past the proposal essays. The last one there. And here is the cover letter example. This is on page 80, so please make a note of that. Here is the cover letter example. I'll cover that a little bit more as we move into the unit after the holiday, but you can take a quick read there. And chapter 5 gives you the overview, and you should take a few minutes to take a read of that. Now, in the readings and video section, I have a bunch of older videos that I produced for prior classes. So they are some feedback and comments on SA1, SA2, and SA3. Some of the context might not fit, but most of it will. So if you're kind of wondering about how you go about revising and getting some tips for those essays, please, you can turn around and take a look at some of these older YouTube videos that I've produced here. So let's get to the module real quick. Let's get right to the cover letter. Now, I want to take everybody through this, and please be patient with me. Your last essay is the cover letter. The example I just showed you in the appendix, I urge you all to please take a look at its formatting, take a look at how it's written, and it'll give you a little bit more understanding of exactly where we're going on this. This is not a hard essay to write. So your task here is to write a cover letter to introduce and explain your rationale in revising 2 essays for your e-portfolio. So you have to revise 2 of your previously written essays. Throughout the semester, we focused on the writing process, brainstorming, researching, drafting, peer reviewing. And our goal has always been clear, concise communication. And communication and being an effective writer requires re-seeing your work through a critical and reflective lens because we're looking back. So for your last assignment of the semester, you will pick 2 of your previous essays to revise while writing a cover letter explaining the rationale for your selections and your revisions. So the cover letter opening should answer the following. So I have a bunch of prompts here. How do you define revision? What steps have you taken this semester to revise for different audiences and context? How does purpose and audience and context impact the work you did this semester? What role does peer review play in your development as a writer? And what do you consider to be the most important components of your process? And what's your strongest work? And beyond the learning outcomes, what individual goals did you have this semester? What have you accomplished that you feel proud of? So this is looking back at writing, the writing process that we have worked on all semester long. So I want everyone to understand this front part, something you can really start on and write right away, okay? So the next step is for you to take a look back at the essays, okay, you've written during the semester, looking back, not only the grade, but also comments during peer review. And be sure to review the original essay assignment and your notes. So the original essay assignment applies. Go back and take a look at your essays. Okay, so after you look back, choose 2 essays to revise, then ask yourself the following questions. And the questions are pretty much straightforward, so you're going to need to really engage with this assignment. Why do I want to continue working on them? What did I originally plan to do in the essay but was not able to accomplish? What opportunities do I have for improvement? So how can I make my focus clearer, integrate support more thoroughly, reorganize, restructure, reframe my essay, demonstrate a concerted effort in revising. So you're going to revise and you're going to write a cover letter, and in your cover letter you're going to tell me exactly what you're going to do to revise these 2 previous works and why. All right. So I say here, remember that you are revising a previously written essay, so the original assignment rhetorical situation still applies. The only new writing you'll be doing is the cover letter. I am the audience for the cover letter. You're writing this to me. So you're telling me about your writing process, what you've accomplished this semester in the top portion of the cover letter, and the bottom portion is about your 2 essay revisions. All right. So in order to explain what you're revising, I am the sole reader that matters, and it's the first thing I'll read before moving into the revised essays. So your cover letter must follow that memo format. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a frog throat there going. Okay, so let me get down to the cover letter. Here, memo format. It's going to look like this. Single space. No first line indent. This is not an essay format. This is a cover letter format. All right, so as you see here, chunks of information with some white space in between the paragraphs. Be sure that yours looks like this. It's just like the works cited page for essay 3. If what you have in your final draft doesn't look exactly like the works cited page here in the example, you're going to have an issue. All right. So please take note. The examples are here for a reason. So not only is it there to provide some side of basis to do your essay, to write your essay, I should say, it's also gives you a visual representation of what a works cited page looks like. Here is also a visual representation of what a memo format in this cover letter assignment should also look like. All right. So that is the target assessment here. I'll get you started on that. Now, if you notice, if you make it over to the discussion boards this week, is all we have is discussion board number 16. And I'm already asking you to start working on your cover letter assignment, right? So all you have to do here is I have some of the prompts that you know just came from the cover letter essay instructions. So your first post will cover the particular writing prompts here. Second post, just reply to your first one, all right? Click on reply to your first post, and then you should have one of your essays that you want to revise in mind right now, okay? So the 2 posts, and then you need 2 responses. So let me just explain again. You need 2 initial posts written by you, post 1, post 2, and then 2 responses. So that's 4 activities. And this one's worth 20 points, so it's a significant discussion board. We already have a couple of posts here from somebody in the class, so you want to make sure that you get your 2 posts in and your 2 responses. And this is really, consider this some pre-writing for your cover letter assignment. Yes, you can use this to start your cover letter draft, okay? Because it's going to move pretty quickly between now and the end of the semester. So you want to make sure that you start working on this with those 2 posts and start looking at your revisions. Now, I will explain this in detail later because I don't want to run on too long here, but I want to explain this. You know, your revised essays will be eligible for reconsideration of the original grade. I'll talk more about that after the holiday. So be aware that, once again, your revised essays will be eligible for a reconsideration of the original grade. So I'll let you know the policy and procedure for that particular activity. All right. If you have any other questions, you can send me an email. All right. Good luck.